Can you dig it, sucker? Can you dig it, sucker? Can you dig it, sucker?
How's everybody doing today? Everybody doing good? Can everybody hear me okay? Are we good? Can everybody hear me okay? How it sound? Sound good? Can you hear me okay? Can I get a sound check? Can I get a sound check? It sound good? I think we good. Looks good. I think we hear me. All right, we got somebody there. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Okay. How's everybody doing today? I'm Judge Mario Justice. We got such a wonderful case today. We got a wonderful case. So today's case is 64-128, The People versus Nintendo Switch 2. I love it. Now, the prosecution, they're going to go ahead and lay everything down, but they allege that Nintendo Switch 2 has been up to some anti-consumerism practices. I think I got that right. Yeah, I got that right. It says they're going to negatively impact consumer rights and experiences. I'm the judge that's going to tell you guys today what's going to happen. We got to decide. This is enough. I'm tired of Nintendo being taken advantage of, and at the same time, I'm tired of people that I'm watching suffering. We're going to hear both sides today, and both sides are going to make a very strong argument, and we're going to listen close, and we're going to have witness testimony. We're going to have exhibits. We're going to have everything. Now, the prosecution will present their case first, okay? We have witness testimony. We have a live chat going. We on Zoom. It's a live court case going. So I want phones off. Everybody to be quiet. Be respectful. Especially when the people talking. Be very respectful. Okay? It's nice to see everybody check in. Now, as you come in, please cut your damn phones off. Okay? It's a very important court case. You can talk in private in the chat. We got a Zoom chat for you to talk. Let's 2025. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let the prosecution give their first arguments. And after the prosecution, we'll do some witness testimony. I want everybody here. If you're in the chat, we got witness testimony. We're going to have live witness testimony. Yes, they're going to come here and they're going to tell you exactly what happened. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the prosecution. We're going to take a small intermission break. Now, I want everybody to work with me, okay? Small intermission break. We're going to take some time. We'll play some music for all those. We're going to come back. We're going to let the prosecution do their thing, and then we'll go ahead and judge the case. Now, I do want to go ahead and say thank everybody for tuning in. I am Judge Mario Justice. I will be laying down the damn order in this court, okay? And anytime I lay down order, y'all shut the hell up. We'll be back. Cut on. We got some music or something. Cut on some damn music or something. Damn. I'm trying to work.
Your Honor,
I can hear myself for you.
Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? I want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. I'm going to do a sound check.
Through you? Yes, I still can.
Okay. Everybody can hear me okay. All right. That's great. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
So, we'll be laying out a very good case. Now, Your Honor, if you may, I do have medicine. We have double voice, I hear. Do we have double voices going on? Are we echoing, Your Honor, in Zoom? We can't have this, Your Honor. We can't have this. What is going on, Your Honor? Do we have a double voice? Can I get a sound check on that? Can I get a sound check on that? Okay. We're going to go ahead. Do we got sound? Dr. Specimen, can you tell me, do we got doubling going on?
Yes. My voice is playing right through your headphone or audio or something.
Do we got doubling going on now?
Am I? Oh, hey, it's fixed.
Let's do this. What about now?
We're good. It works.
We're
But
good.
can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're good. Now,
First, I just had a question. I had a question for the judge earlier. It seems he's gone for a smoke break, but I was just going to ask. I see that white flag in the background. I'm just curious why, for a company based in Washington, we're in an Illinois court.
Now, for today's court case, we're going to save any of those questions for later. I don't want to offend Mario Justice, okay? With the first name Mario, we want to be very nice to the judge, okay? I just trying to be nice, okay? Now, if it may, Judge, I do have to take my medicine. I have not, just a little medicine, Judge. I usually, and no, that's not what you guys think. It's actually medicine. I got cold coming down, God.
Turn my volume down just a little. I will do
I always
that.
take my cold medicine.
And I just had one more question for you, Mister. Is the defense attorney? Wait, are you the prosecution or the defense?
I'm the prosecution. I'm going to be laying down a lot of arguments here. But yes, any questions you have before I get into my opening arguments?
So we have Justice Mario or Judge Mario Justice. Is the defense attorney Gary Bowser then?
It's not. And there's further. I'm not sure who the defense attorney is. We will get more into the case, and I will discuss that because that is something that I found difficult in my case as well. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you. We're going to get straight into it. I'm going to be honest, Your Honor. I did not think I was going to come here today and have to present this case to put Nintendo's ass to ashes. I didn't say that fast because it might be a tongue twister. But I'm telling you right now, Nintendo is getting out of hand. Your Honor, I will first like to start with my opening statement, and I'm going to go down and break down the real about Nintendo, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen of the court today, we aren't just fighting a battle of policy or corporate decisions. We're fighting something deeper. We're fighting our rights, our memories, our future. Nintendo's a name we once cherished. They were a brand we once supported from day one. Here we go. They were a treasure part of my childhood. Treasure. I trusted them with my heart, and with my heart follows my wallet. They took advantage of it, Your Honor. These new policies in place, they've taken advantage of not only my love and passion for Nintendo, they've taken advantage of my household. Imagine a parent, Your Honor, now just imagine, who wants nothing more than provide his son or daughter a Nintendo Switch 2. But now the damn struggles of the prices are getting over $500 per console, Your Honor. We're not talking about a Microsoft console, a PlayStation, Your Honor. We're talking about a Switch 2, okay? Now, what does Nintendo say? Oh, my goodness, I can't wait to lay down the arguments on that. But they pretty much gave us a middle finger right up the woohoo. This isn't the Nintendo I known and loved. This isn't. The Nintendo I known and loved was giving me games for little or nothing, right? The Nintendo I known and loved made sure that NES was affordable. I didn't have to pay $600 for a Neo Geo console. That was the Nintendo I knew. It's the Nintendo I knew. Now, I don't know who else has been hurt, but if you have been hurt, if we want to hear some witness testimony, I want you to burn up the damn chat. I want you to tell me how you feel. We will go through witness testimony as well, because today this shit stops. It stops today, Your Honor. We have had enough of all these businesses taking advantage of our dollars. Subscription. We're tired of it.
Sir, I request to take the stand.
Your Honor, if I may, I want to bring someone to the stand really quickly. We're going to get into different arguments, but very passionate. He means a lot to this community. He's also been a hard worker around Nintendo products for many years to this day. Actually, still, currently where he is, I've known him to do work on Nintendo products. Dr. Specimen, come to the stand.
I'm going to start off.
Go ahead. I want you to go ahead, Dr. Specimen, and I want you to just tell us everything from your heart, how you feel.
I'm going to start off with a hard truth. And this is one I've had to reconcile with for many years. But Nintendo's pushed me to this point. They've pushed me to this point. I am not buying a Switch 2. You've heard me right. I'm not buying one. I'm not buying one to hack. I'm not buying one to play games on. The price, in the wise words of Flossie Carter on YouTube, it's too goddamn high. Too high. Listen, I understand the price. I do. I get it. The yen's going to shit in Japan right now. People are freaked out about tariffs. The console, it's a significant upgrade. Significant upgrade. I understand that. But you're telling me right now, we can't buy a single video game console. A single video game console. Any reasonable video game console. For less than $400. Any of them. Any and all of them. You're paying $400 or more. Now, yes, I get it too. Inflation's happened. I understand that. I'm a college student. I'm basically locked at $15 at best for my wage. You think I can drop $450 on that kind of shit? You think I can drop $80 on a video game? A basic video game? I'm sorry. Mario Kart is not AAA. It's not. Is it a good-looking game? You're damn right it is. Is it one that if I were to own it, I'd have a damn good time playing? You're damn right it is. I can't justify $80. I can't. Even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was, I think, $50. I don't think that. It might have been $60. It might have been. I think they might have had it at $50 since it was a half remaster. Although, even then, I think Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U was $60. So you were getting Deluxe, which had all the DLC and a much better battle mode. You know what? I could justify that being $60, and you get to play it on the go. Playing it on the go now, that's not a selling point anymore. It's just not. It really hasn't been since Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. That was about as close to a full Mario Kart game on the go that you could get at the time. And then you got the full-fledged Mario Kart in 2017. It's not a selling point anymore. And you can't even get it cheaper digitally. And I get that. People like their physical games. And I'm sure that people would still be upset if, say, the physical games were $80 or $70 and the digital were $50 or $60. I understand that. But at least you had the option. And if you were a little crafty and had a bit of time to wait, you would still be able to back up those digital games if you let the special people take their time.
Well said.
But that doesn't exist anymore. And you know what? I do think that the Switch 2 will sell well, and I outright think it deserves to sell well, because it does look like a robust console. It does look like it has features people have been asking for, and that arguably the Switch 1 should have had. I love the better kickstand. I love the integrated voice chat support that really looks like a straight clone of Discord. It really does. And I think it's going to work damn well. I like the double USB-C ports. You can charge and have something plugged in at the same time, or you can outright plug it in on the top and have it in tabletop mode. Perfect. That's exactly what people have been asking for. This is now going to be about on par, I think, with the Steam Deck in performance, which, as a completely open system, has shown a lot of potential. So for a closed system with probably very tight controls on resources, I bet games are going to look beautiful. I bet games are going to play great. I don't think that they threw 4K in that and 1080 120 for nothing. But I'm sorry.
Quiet down.
It's too goddamn high.
Quiet down.
It's too goddamn high. And for my last words, the median person who's going to buy something like that, in my opinion, is going to be your 20-year-olds, maybe your 30-year-olds. I don't think a lot of them are going to be able to get it. I think we're going to have a Wii U situation where the only people that are going to be buying it are going to be the parents who, number one, know that it's a true upgrade, and number two, have young kids who want a video game console. Because those parents are going to have stable jobs that pay them enough to afford something like that. But all of your middle teenager, upper teenager, 20-year-olds, we don't have that luxury. And maybe a birthday or a Christmas gift, maybe. But that's a lofty ask.
Well said, man. Well said. Thank you for coming to the stand, Dr. Specimen. Appreciate it. Judge, I just want you to know, everything that you just heard laid out, that's just one person's testimony. That's just one. We got a lot here in the chat, okay? I'm sure Joe will be here later. We'll get a lot of other testimony. But, Your Honor, I'm going to lay down some hard-ass facts. It's time to get to the bread and butter, Your Honor. We're going to start with the public outcry. Let's start there, Your Honor. I'm going to go ahead. Speaking of, you know what? Let's go ahead and get an exhibit going. I'm going to do exhibit. Which one do I want to do, Honor? I'm feeling froggy today, Your Honor. I don't know. I might want to do exhibit A. Let's start exhibit A. Exhibit A right here. MVG. This is somebody that's in the damn community every day. Every day. This is somebody who represents. He posted this because he felt it was dear to his damn heart, Your Honor. And I want to read it verbatim just for those who may not be able to see it, Your Honor. Fans that cannot afford Switch 2 have other Switch platforms. Hashtag Doug Bowser. Hashtag Nintendo of America president. This is a disgrace, Your Honor. This is a disgrace. This is Exhibit A. I want you to see. MVG says, now where have I heard this before? So let's go ahead. Pull me back up, Your Honor. Cut that shit off right now. Because this is ridiculous. The fact, Your Honor, that Doug Bowser opened up his damn mouth to talk about, you know what? Hold on. Let me stop, Your Honor. I shouldn't go there. You're right. It's a courtroom. Let me reel this in, Your Honor. You're right. I'm supposed to work up today, Your Honor. I'm not supposed to go there. All right. The fact that Doug Bowser says that, let me know he's out of touch. Right? Doug Bowser, let me tell you something. The Switch 2 should actually be the Switch Pro. You got us. Bow. You got me good. It's really the Switch Pro. It shouldn't be a 2. All those enhancements should be on the original Switch. You duped us. The Switch, best-selling console of all time, by the way. I'm not sure. I might have statement on that. I can get, jury. Let me know. But best-selling console of all time. You said the Switch 2 is going to be your predecessor. Well, let me tell you a couple things. That was just MVG. I didn't go to everybody else. I could have went to Reddit. There's a Twitter poll right now. 78% of people who responded are pissed off about the way you're handling things right now with the Switch 2. Now, I'm going to get to the bread and butter, Your Honor, because like I said, told you, Your Honor, I'm going to work this up. Game Key Cards. I want y'all to take note of that name. Game Key Cards. Okay? Game Key Cards. No, we're not going to give out physical ass games no more. No, we don't do that. We Nintendo. We are better than that. We're way better than that. Guess what? Sometimes game sizes are growing too large. Oh my gosh, they're growing so large. We can't fit them on physical media anymore. Not the fact that we were playing little ass disc on GameCube and oh my goodness, we're going to just stop making media. Let's just go ahead and create these PCs. And they're going to be mobile PCs. Let's make a Steam Deck and call it Nintendo Switch 2. Like, what the fuck? Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry. So sorry, Your Honor. Excuse me, Your Honor. These game key cards, they actually lack the physical data that you would typically see on a card. When I buy something, Your Honor, I expect to have it. If I buy, some buns, I expect to get all 12, right? Expect to get all 12 of my buns. I buy the hot dog pack. Might have 10, might have 8. I don't know. But I expect to have all my buns. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case with these. If I get a cartridge and I got to connect it to something in order to play my cartridge, then what the hell do I got to go to the store for? What the hell is the point of the store? Are you trying to kill stores? Like, what the hell? The store makes a little profit off that now. They want the walk-in traffic. What is the point of me going to a store to buy a placeholder? I don't need to buy a coffee mug. Okay? I don't need that. I want my damn game, and I want my game to be the entire game. I should not have to connect to the internet, or internet should not be a requirement for me to play a damn game. What? Sorry, Anna. You know, there's a certain group that has stated that this is going to have a huge impact. And guess who they are? The collectors, the preservationists. Shout out to the collectors out there, the preservationists, all you guys out there in the crowd. Good to see you. Those are the people who actually collect. Those are the people who are on the ground actually seeing what's happening with physical media. And they've been the ones stating it's time. We got more. Financial burden. Oh my goodness. We brought up witness testimony from Dr. Specimen just a moment ago as he talked about game prices reaching as high as $80, $90. Like, let's slow down. Let's slow down a second, y'all. $80, $90 for a game. I'm sorry. I'm playing mobile games, bro. Your Honor, I'm playing mobile games. He's right. He's not the only one not buying a Switch 2. I'm not buying one either. I'm going to play mobile games because guess what? If it's going to be $100 a game anyway, I could just go ahead and pay $20, $30 on a mobile game. I'm cool. Maybe I'll buy a season pass on a mobile game. I can pay for the whole year, and I still don't pay as much as that damn game. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Your games are not the Xbox Series X game or PlayStation 5 game. I don't give a damn about those upgrades. You can kiss my royal black ass with those upgrades. Okay? They're nice, yeah. Mouse movement, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I might play Call of Duty, and it might be PC players and Switch players I have to stay away from now. I don't know, but I don't give a damn about that. Give me a camera or something. Connect! Remember Connect? That was the way Just Dance was supposed to be played. Not with the Wii. Not with the Wii sticks, no. Sorry, Your Honor.
I would like to fact check that by saying that Just Dance came out on the Wii first before the Kinect.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Your Honor, I would like to state that the additional cost of the system, we're talking about $449 and $400. You lost your mind, Your Honor. Excuse me, not you, Your Honor. Sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Nintendo has lost.
Your Honor, I'd like to take the stand one more time.
You know what? Dr. Specimen, I would like for you to take the stand.
Nintendo. You greedy dirtbags. Let me tell you, it is not necessarily commonplace in the gaming industry to include a game with your console day one. That is not, in fact, common. I will admit that. However, generally speaking, when a console has brand new features that no one has ever seen before, there is some kind of tech demo that is included either with the console or with the exclusive accessory. For example, I believe, I could be wrong on this, please somebody fact check me, but I believe when the Kinect came out for the Xbox 360, did it not come with Kinect Adventures? I believe that was a pack-in game with the Kinect when it first came out. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I believe, though, that was in fact a pack-in game. When the Wii came out, thanks to Lord Emperor Reggie Fils-Aimé, thanks to him, we got Wii Sports. So that when people pulled out that magic wand-looking controller, and I'm not talking about the one magicians use, they knew not to stick it in their butt, but to swing it a certain way. They knew what 1 and 2 meant. They didn't see start and well, actually they did see start and select. They didn't see X and Y. They saw 1 and 2. But Wii Sports taught them how to use those buttons. It taught them how to use the IR reader. The Wii U, the base pack, didn't come with a tie-in game. But I believe that was $250. $250. You get a tablet, a console that can play all your Wii games in HD, plus the new games that come out, which were natively meant for HD, and a tablet, a fairly nice tablet controller for $250. And you got like no storage, but you could just buy any old USB drive and put your games on there. And yeah, you didn't get a pack-in game, but for $50 more, just $50 more, you got some, reasonable-ish accessories. You got a little bit more storage. Oh, and you got the console's tech demo. Nintendo Land taught you exactly how to use the gamepad. It had a bunch of different ways to use the gamepad. Basically, every feature built into the Wii U gamepad, you learned how to use playing Nintendo Land. And, in my opinion, I thought it was a pretty damn fun game. I played it years after I bought my Wii U. Same thing with Wii Sports. I was one of the few people who just casually played them because I actually thought they were actively good. And I had a great time with my family playing them. So why the metric fuck are you selling a tech demo that, to me at least, seems to have none of the benefits of Wii Sports or Nintendo Land? None of them. None of them at all. They're not family games. They're not normal games that are sort of tilted in the direction of being a tech demo. All they are just tutorials. Basic-ass tutorials on how to use the Switch 2. Which, by the way, doesn't have a whole lot different to the Switch 1 on the physical level, at least when it comes to what you have to interact with on a daily basis. Yeah, sure, maybe you need to learn how to attach the controllers. Well, if you can't attach the fucking controllers, the game's not going to matter. But no, you're selling it for, I don't think it's full price, but you're selling it for, again, too goddamn much. You're selling it for how much Mario Kart World should be sold for how much all of the new Switch 2 games should be sold for. At base price. Like, that should be their base price. But no, the tech demo that you were selling for some reason, you were charging that price for. In my opinion, absolutely inexcusable. Alright.
Order. Excuse me, Your Honor. That was not only touching, but as you see here, these are facts. Your Honor, as we discussed those tangible goods, those fake-ass cartridges, excuse me, Your Honor, I got to work on my language. There are a lot of physical copies, Your Honor, that we get of games. You and I both, Your Honor, I can tell. Mario Justice, you got to get some games, right? But the problem is, Your Honor, is that a lot of people have been saying for a while, when you get games, you're not able to share them how you and I grew up, Your Honor. I remember getting a game and my brother, I remember him coming over the house and saying, hey, man, I like that game. You mind if I take it to the house, play it tonight? I bring it back tomorrow. You know what I said, Your Honor? Yes. Here you go. My brother didn't bring that game back for a month. Your Honor, that's my brother. I expected that. Okay? But guess what, Your Honor? That came with nothing else. That came with no punishments. It came with nothing. I wasn't playing the game anyway. I simply made a call. Hey, bro. Man, yeah, I'm ready to play the game, man. You can spring. Oh, man, I forgot I even had it. Here I go. He brought it over. Your Honor, what Nintendo presents to us today, video game sharing through a Nintendo Switch online account. Yes, we all know, talked about this video game, like, sharing that's supposed to be amazing. Oh, it works so beautifully. You can share up to 3 games with multiple people. You can switch out games. Your Honor, I want to bring up some fine print that I think everyone did not pay attention to, and I'd like to pull it up on screen now, if you know me.
Your Honor, may I add just a few words to that?
Go ahead.
90% of people, I would say, are perfectly okay with their video game consoles as is. They're not totally concerned with modding them. Modding them is for fun. Modding them is to add, really, features that video game consoles don't even actually need. It's just for shits and giggles. I think the Switch 2 might be the first video game console released that effectively needs to be fixed by modders. Because I bet you're going to have a lot of confused people. I'm talking regular people. I'm not talking about the hackers. I'm not talking about the pirates. I'm talking about regular ass people who like giving their buddy a game for a weekend, who maybe gets their fucking alcohol money through lending their games out. I don't know. I don't give a shit why you do it. Bottom line is that's a part of gaming culture, is sharing your games every once in a while. And even Steam, something that was born from digital, maybe a little clunkily, but you can share your games through Steam with family sharing quite easily and really with no questions asked, because Steam doesn't give a shit what you do with your games. Technically, they have the whole, you don't buy the game, you buy a license system like every other digital distribution platform, but in terms of how they enforce it, and hope to God, even after Gabe Newell dies, it will continue to be that way, they don't give a shit. The Switch 2, on the other hand, I bet you're going to see an uptick in people wanting to mod their systems, because they're going to get their system and they're going to go, what the hell is this weird ass, no physical game cards, having to do digital game card sharing BS? And they're going to get confused and they're going to say, screw this. I'm just going to give my friend the file and hope he deletes it after 2 weeks. But you know what? If he doesn't, I don't give a shit. Because if I'm giving him the file, he's got a modded system too. And all he's got to do is cut his internet off. So sure, we can't play it online. But I'm not doing Nintendo's bullshit roundabout way of trying to share games. There's a way it's been done since the dawn of media. People did it fucking 50 years ago with movies and music. Especially with music.
No.
Video games shouldn't be any different.
Well said. Now, Your Honor, I'm actually going to bring up some important info. This is directly from the Nintendo website. If you look up virtual game cards, anyone can go ahead and pull up this directly from Nintendo's website. This is the terms, Your Honor, that we right now have to deal with versus me being able to give my brother that game that he can hold for a month. Versus me being able to let my brother hold the game for a year, Your Honor. He don't have to bring it back whenever. I'm going to go ahead and read this, Your Honor, for those who may not know, okay? You can lend up to 3 virtual game cards to others at a time. Borrowers have 1 game at a time on a single console for up to 14 days unless they return the game earlier. After the game is returned, the borrower will still have their save data, so they'll be able to start where they left off if they borrow again or purchase the game. Both local wireless and internet communication are required for lending software. Please note that some games, such as exclusive games available as part of a Nintendo Switch online membership, cannot be lent out. Now, I want to zone in on key parts. Borrow. Dennis. We have there's Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. He's absolutely correct. Borrow. Okay. I'm looking at the terms. Okay. A lot of other things, both local wireless and internet communication is required. What happens if I don't have internet? Is this I can only play the game if I have internet communication? I'm going to click the game, and if I'm not connected to the internet, it goes boop, boop, you can't play. Well, that's the problem. I used to be able to hand my damn cartridge off. Somebody can play and just play. We've lost that. Now, this is before, because I know the defense has to go on, Your Honor, and I don't want to take up all the defense time. Defense has a lot of good shit to say, and I understand. Because the good shit they're going to say, to us, Your Honor, is bullshit. It's going to be all bullshit. We're going to talk about how sweet the system is. All the upgrades. I don't give a damn about these robust features. Let's go one thing, Your Honor, and I'm going to move on and let the defense go, but the tariffs. Your Honor, pre-orders. Nintendo stated that they kept us in a position to make sure that we were fine during all this. But I'm going to tell you, Your Honor, shit's going to hit the fan. I smell it. Okay, people are going for pre-orders right now. Your pre-order may not be a pre-order. Might be a placeholder. Next thing you know, they might send you that email and say, hey, we're going to throw in an extra game, but it's $600. You better drive your ass or fly your ass somewhere else. Because it's going to get rough. And Nintendo, what they could have done it sent millions of these systems before all this shit happened. They had the chance. They had the chance. They could have sent millions of millions of millions. They had more than enough time, but no. It was about the dollar. It's about the dollar, Your Honor. Now, all I ask, Your Honor, is that them be transparent. And if they're transparent with me, I'm fine with that. That's all I ask.
Your Honor, I got two last things I got to say. Number one, I never cared that much about how long it was taking Nintendo to come out with their sequel, because really, I've been happy with my Steam Deck, and on top of that, I just don't have time enough to play video games that much, that even if it was $300 and had everything it currently has, no compromise, I still just don't think I would have really been able to justify it. But Nintendo, you waited to release your next big console right in the middle of a big political shift. Now, it's got nothing to do with whether or not you agree with the political shift. I just feel like that's a really dumb idea, right? The third largest country in the world, and you wait until months after a big political changeover, when you didn't really know what was going to come out of it. And you really did it with the Switch 1 too. Now, back then, it wasn't as impactful, but the Switch 1 was released months after an inauguration, and the Switch 2 is going to be released many more months after a presidential inauguration, but still, why? That's so risky. And arguably, when you knew that one of the candidates was going to implement significant economic change that really has never been seen before, at least not in about 100 years in America, why did you wait so long? It was like almost an intentional shot in the foot. But not only that, this is where I'll end off here. I hope that the Switch modding scene is filled with the same people who crack their own games. And when I say crack their own games, I mean people who bought games legally that had, say, Denuvo in it, and they still got the crack because they knew their game would run better. Because I bet that that's what people are going to do with their Switch 2s. They're going to want to lend their games off to people, and what they'll probably do is get both their Switch and their friend's Switch hacked so they don't need the fucking internet just to let them borrow their game. Because, quite frankly, I think that the local wireless game sharing for digital games, I actually think that could have been a really cool feature if it wasn't the only way you could share games, realistically. If it wasn't the only way, and you didn't need internet for it, because guess what? You didn't need it on the 3DS or DSi or DS. Now, you really were only doing demos at that time, but you were able to just locally give people demos of your game. Easy peasy. If you wanted to play local Mario Kart with people, Mario Kart DS, you just played to them, they downloaded your game, and you were off to the races, quite literally. Now, you need a damn internet connection for it, and Nintendo's probably tracking that shit to the T. And I don't care if I'm not doing anything illicit. They just don't need to know how I'm sharing my games. That's not their business. Period.
Well, sit down. Your Honor, we will let our case rest and move on to the defense, as the defense has, whoever the hell they're going to say. But I do want to get to some of this witness testimony, Your Honor, that's been going on in the live chat of our court case. Okay, there's been a lot of things here. Dennis says hard modding a $500 console seems a bit much. Your Honor, I would say that's how desperate it has come. People are getting to that measures, Your Honor. As you can see, Dennis, I agree. Very difficult. Don't copy that floppy. Okay, you got people who are out there still saying don't copy that floppy. I disagree. Copy the floppy all the way. Okay, I'm all for copying the floppy. We see there, hi from Canada. Okay, tariffs are hard, but I understand. This is from Canada, Your Honor. We got live chat coming from all over. What we're going to do, Your Honor, is we're going to turn it over to the defense. Unfortunately, we have to. Once we come back, we'll let the defense say all that bullshit, Your Honor, and I would love to see how you're going to go ahead and settle this case. I do believe you will do the right thing, Your Honor, and what we ask is a couple of things. We want the Nintendo Switch 2, okay, to be rightfully named its rightful name, which is Nintendo Switch Pro. We think that's only right. It'd be called Nintendo Switch Pro. That's what we're fighting for first. Then after that, we do believe that the price should be lowered, okay? We are fighting for a $349 to $399 price. We understand that's a new system, but we think that they're going to be using Nintendo Switch Online as a big marketing tactic to make a lot of money. So it'll even out, Your Honor. It'll even out, okay? Without further ado, we'll go ahead and rest it, and we'll let the defense come in and, yeah, let them talk that bullshit they're going to talk. Nobody cares about the shit the defense going to talk about. Nobody gives a shit.
With Nintendo Switch 2 game sharing, you get to have even less rights with the video games, and less versatility with letting your friends try your games out.
Can everybody hear us okay? Can everybody hear us okay?
Boo!
Can everybody hear us okay? We good. We good. All right, man. Yo, what's going on, man? I'm the defense attorney for Nintendo. I'm the American representing. They hired me. They all the way in Japan, man. They doing their damn thing. They got too much things to do. Look, man, we got a lot of different things to say. I ain't gonna go through all this shit, man. First of all, shout out to my man Mario Justice. Me and him gonna go out later to dinner. Don't ask why, because everybody be all in our business and shit, man. Look, so we gonna get to this quick, man. I got papers all over the place. I don't know what the hell. Look, this is what they told me, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and make this statement quick. Per article of Japan's 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit Japan's Consumer Protection Identity Act, I do not have to identify myself. I'm a Nintendo ninja. That's what it is. And also, if you think this is something we can't do here in America, this has been signed personally by Judge Mario Justice. So go ahead and talk to Mario, okay? I ain't got nothing to say about this. Now, on the digital upgrades, I got my own personal things. Now, of course, we got PR people from Japan. They sent me some stuff to read, but I wrote my own, okay? And then we'll get to the PR shit on that end, okay? Digital upgrades. I heard them complaining about all that shit, Yana. Okay, let's get to it. Digital upgrades ensure that players always... Oh, some got my eye. They sent it. See, Your Honor? Your Honor, they throwing stuff, Your Honor. They throwing stuff from over there. What the hell? Digital upgrades ensure that players always experience games at peak quality, removing outdated resale hassles. Yes, outdated. resale. So you ain't got to worry about your game having Cheeto dust on it no more. We ended those problems officially. Shout out Nintendo. Okay, now they was talking about prices. All right, let's get the prices. Quality got a cost. There you go. We done. You see how easy it was to answer prices? Quality got a cost. You want quality, don't you? Okay, we'll pay for it. All right, so they were talking about the screen. Let me tell you something about LCD screens. Let me tell you something. They was talking about the OLED screen. Let me educate y'all on LCD screens. Y'all must not know, okay? They provide vibrant and power-efficient images. Y'all might not know that. Okay, it allows gamers for more playtime. See, we could have took away some of the battery, but we didn't. Good shout out, Nintendo. Okay, now, subscriptions. I know, everybody's talking about subscriptions. I can hear the boos coming from back there now. But guess what? Part of life. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so, Your Honor, that was everything. I think they argue. We just gonna get straight to it, Your Honor. To be honest, Nintendo is a trusted brand, Your Honor. Just think. You remember, Your Honor, you remember that first time you played Mario? You remember, what, did you use a cheat? Let me guess, you used to cheat, Your Honor. The one where you skipped the yeah, hey, damn it. Oh, but you know, everybody love, man. Hey, look, Nintendo not only doing that, man, we blessing them. We got movies now, Your Honor. We blessing them. They got movies now, Your Honor. We got amusement parks. We've been giving memories out, and we gonna continue doing what the hell we doing, Your Honor. We ain't gotta say all that. Now, that was just me personally. That was me personally. We gonna end this. I need about 1 more minute. I think I can shut them down about 1 more minute. It was easy. Damn, this is the case? Oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna say this. The base console, y'all talking about the price rising? Well, guess what? Talk to Trump. That's the man. Talk to him. Don't talk to me. All right. Okay. Digital consumer. Y'all talking about anti-consumer practices. That's what y'all saying. Anti-consumer. Well, guess what? You're going to be able to not have to carry anything. You're going to be able, hey, look, you by yourself. All you got is your system. You left your bag at home. Download. You don't have to worry about having a physical cartridge. And hell no, we not going to give you a physical cartridge and a digital game. You don't get it both ways. You can't just get online. Ooh, I own the physical game, so you give me the game. It don't work. Like, you ain't using up all our data on our shit. They got me effed up. Now, last but not least, for those who do not know, we actually, and this is directly to the prosecution, they talking shit. We actually delivered about 750,000 Nintendo Switch 2s to a couple companies. We ain't gonna say where we delivered them to now. But before all the tariffs happened, we did do that. We did that. So we helped y'all out a little bit. Your Honor. There we go, Your Honor. Outside of that, I'm gonna catch you later on at dinner. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to bring your wallet, because I told you I bagged this one. Easy case. You know what I'm saying? And I just want you, Judge, I just want to hear what you got to say, man. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. Look, hey, they gave me all this paper, Your Honor, for nothing. Nintendo Ninjas always win, man. What else they talking about? What next? Hey, your system is not like the Steam Deck. Oh, the Steam Deck is so... Man, come on, man. Steam Deck ain't got no mouse functionality. They ain't got that. And when you playing Call of Duty and you're #1 in the world next to a PC player, I want you to thank Nintendo. When you ride the rides over there in LA, California, wherever we at, you're riding in Japan, I want you to thank Nintendo. Matter of fact, when Microsoft book your ass up on their online system, and then Sony book your ass up on theirs, come on, baby. $12, $24, we'll do the whole year. We ain't gonna do you $12 a month. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mad at us, but we don't charge you $12 to $24 a month. We don't do that. We doing year prices, man. Y'all got to get with the program, man. Your Honor, I ain't got nothing else to say, man. That was it, Your Honor. I just want you to go ahead and judge the case, Your Honor. Anybody else? I want to get to the chat, Your Honor. I want to see if we got any witness testimony here. Okay, now somebody, I want to go ahead and talk to this, Your Honor. Let me talk to them, Your Honor. I got this, Your Honor. It's cool. Y'all used to be family friendly. $90 per game ain't family friendly. I'm going to tell you why it's family friendly. Because we encourage you to get $20 from each family member. That's why it's family friendly. We actually probably bringing you closer to your family than you know. Because now you can say, hey, bro, I can get $20. Mom, I can get $20. Hey, Dad, can I get $20? And this is going to actually make you talk to your family more. So for us not being family friendly, I completely disagree. We're going to be bringing family together just on the $90 price tag alone. So I think he's kind of crazy on that. All right. Now, This is something else that brought up, Jan. I'm gonna go ahead and smash. This is gonna be easy. He talked about Joy-Con drift. Okay, now a lot of people they was mad at us because we decided not to use Hall effect. I believe we're correct on that. I can go to Japan and check them out. But to my understanding, man, you good. Don't even worry about it. Who been talking about Joy-Con drift lately? I don't even know why we talking about that, man. That was so 2017. You know what I'm saying? We already got that covered, man. We taking care of that. We tested our joysticks just as long as we tested the Nintendo Switch. Oh, shit. I love this job. Okay. All right. So we going to go ahead, Your Honor. I think that's it. I don't got nobody else saying nothing. Somebody else says $600, $700. These are the type of people we want as customers, Your Honor. Right here. $700, Dennis. I want Dennis as a customer, Your Honor. $700 is the man that knows what quality is worth. I rest my case, Your Honor. Nothing else to be said, Your Honor. I'm out this thing, man. Your Honor. We done. We done with this, Your Honor. I think we good now. How we sound? Hope we sound good. Hopefully we sound good. We sound good. All right. How was one good court case? I like the way they laid it out. They laid it out there. They laid it out there good. They gave us some good information. Some great information about Nintendo. I ain't know what they were talking about. I ain't know what they were talking about. I ain't know what he was saying. I ain't know what he was saying. I just heard talking. That's all I heard. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give my verdict on this case so we can move on about our day. All right? All right. Now, I've heard everything, and I tell you, I understand where the people are coming from. All right, I hear you. You're hurting. You're down bad. Money, financial crisis. I get it. Every American's dealing with it. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? I need a voice check. Can you hear me? Hello? Hey! Hey! Hey, get the bailiff in here. I think the mic broke. Oh, they said sound good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I don't understand the computers. I got the bailiff. Bailiff's good with computers. He do it real good. Now, I want to say the Nintendo Ninja guy, because, you know, he did have me sign some document. I signed it. I signed it. I had no idea. He put it in front of me, told me it was part of the bill to Applebee's later on today. So I paid it. I just went and signed it and said I paid it, but apparently I signed it. So he's good. That guy laid out one hell of a case. I don't see how you go against Nintendo with that one. He said the extra money that you guys are complaining about, people, are for quality. You got to understand, quality does come with the price. Now, Nintendo, you got to understand, too, that you can't just go raising prices willy-nilly and throwing, digital carts everywhere. But this time, I'm going to let it slide. We're going to let you slide with these game key cards because I must say, the way the Nintendo Ninja presented it, I actually think it might be a good thing for you people to understand how to use. You simply need internet. And if you're too poor to afford internet, you can't afford YouTube Premium either. Do you just watch ads all day? Is that what you do? You actually watch those premium ads? No, you pay for premium. I rest my case. This is it. Oh, I'm the damn judge. I guess I closed the case. It's over. It's a Nintendo favor. What the hell are we doing here? Of course it's a Nintendo favor. What are you people complaining about? What are you crying about? Buy Nintendo Switch 2, and better yet, buy it at $549 because it might give you something good with Nintendo Switch Online. I'm going to catch you at dinner later on. Everybody, I'm out this bitch. Oh. Yo, I'm going to bring everybody in, man. Yo.
That's some funny shit, Nick.
What the hell did I watch? This Judge Judy looking knockoff.
I'm bored. You know what I'm saying?
You're
bored sometimes.
Your Honor, I'm gonna be totally real. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yo, no lie though.
Yo, just checking. Can you guys hear me? I'm on the computer.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good, Joe.
Okay.
So
right.
Look, one thing I'm gonna bring up because
Your Honor, your bailiff's a punk ass
bitch. Yo, why we got us all here right now? We already know they're going to be giving out them Switch 1 games, man. And right along with the Switch 1 games, going to be a nice little code. Mix Switch working? Joe?
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Oh, Mix Switch working. We got one. What do y'all think? Y'all think guaranteed Mix Switch working already?
Oh, hell yeah, 100%. Not with all the games, but I think we'll work with some of them,
At least with a good chunk of them, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How funny would it be, like, for instance, if, like, let's say Mario Sports didn't work. I'm just making up a fucking title. Let's say Mario Sports didn't work with the Switch 2, like legitimately, but it works with the fucking flash cart.
Nick,
That would
go to that link I sent. I just want to see. Do you hear the weird noise on it too?
On the site?
I just sent you a site in the private chat.
Yeah, I went ahead and pulled it up.
There's a sound in it.
Yeah, what the fuck? I thought like a fucking transformer was blowing up in my fucking.
Although my question is, hold on, when did they start selling directly? What the hell?
They also have a flash game on their homepage.
They got a chat? Let's go, boy.
This is a reseller. This is a reseller.
Okay. I was about to say that it looks way too similar to the actual site.
They
Big
OG.
You know what I'm saying? What up, what Big OG?
They closed the
I see it's I see it's .org instead of .com.
Oh man, you gotta put an email. What email can I use? I know I got some blank emails.
You wanna use one of my emails?
Yeah, let me use one of yours.
Do a realteamexecutor@gmail.com.
Actually, Your Honor, I do have one question.
What's that?
Blink twice if you're being held at gunpoint.
You ain't lying, man. Yo, Mario Justice. You already knew the court case was rigged. It was rigged from the beginning. His name was Mario. I would have been like, man, I'm first thing I would have did is said we need a new judge. Like, I can't
Nick,
do
that
this
judge
to
was
this.
whiter than white.
Yo, yes. He said, how y'all doing?
Again, Judge Judy looking knockoff.
Yeah, you gotta have a wig. The hair be
Yo,
bouncing.
Judge, how's that Nintendo Ninja dick taste?
Yeah. Ooh. The judge be like, I hold you in contempt, motherfucker.
Hold these fucking
Get his ass
lessons,
out of
man.
here. It'll be funny. You got a fake bailiff running across. Like one of those fake cops.
You gotta get a
just
fat
running across the
bailiff to
screen.
do it.
You should have just pulled. You should have just pulled up a PNG of Mario, just like dragging.
Yeah,
across
just like,
the
here
screen.
we go. Like Jason. Yeah, stupid. Now, man, it's so much with Nintendo Switch 2, we didn't get to discuss though, man. And I do want to go ahead and discuss it while we got everybody here. My biggest thing that I know everybody was talking about was the game key cards. A lot of people was pissed at that because they feel like you're not actually getting the game, bro. You're not getting the game.
At least they did say, at least with the majority of their main games, they are going to have full game inside of them. It's going to be mainly the third parties that are probably going to be using those game key cards.
No, I thought they said that Mario Kart World was going to be a game key card.
It's going to be full game. It could be an option, but
you know what really pissed me off? I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to say this before I forget. What really pissed me off was the pre-orders. Because unlike the rest of you guys, I work a crazy shift. And I'm like, I'm trying to get my shit prepped and I'm trying to buy ingredients. Okay. Because Wednesday's one of my busiest days of the week. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the Switch 2 pre-order, be all done, then get a fucking email, oh, we're not taking them. I'm like, you motherfucker. Because now I got to do this shit all over again. Man.
I'm gonna be completely real. Like, I get that the tariffs are fucking with people right now. I think it's just an excuse, honestly. I think it's just an excuse. I don't think that the tariffs are actually that much of like impeding that much.
He loves Trump. No, I'm joking.
I mean, bro.
I just had to say it. It was just so perfect timing. Like,
no, I can't think of anything else right now that's being outright delayed like this because of the tariffs. I know that the fucking stock market's going ape shit, but like Nintendo outright saying like, oh, we're not going to offer pre-orders. Bro, pre-orders, you dropped fucking $20 on it. You're not dropping the full price until you actually go in. So, I mean, fuck, dude. If they come out and they're like, hey, because of tariffs, you have to up the price $100.
Am I wrong on this? I want to make sure we all on the same page. You dropped $20 on the pre. Now I understand. From my understanding, when you pay for a pre-order,
you can either pay full price or
50 to 100, I believe. Now, what makes no sense to me is why cancel the pre-orders? There's going to be people like me and other people that are willing to spend the extra $100. Leave the pre-orders open and say, okay, if you want to cancel, you're more welcome to cancel. The system's going to go up. Or it might stay the same. Just leave the fucking pre-orders up. Makes no fucking sense.
But like where I was going with that, right, is that if they had to impose a thing where it's like, we're not going to allow everybody to like dump the whole price of the system in case the price goes up, that's fine. But if you're only having, the system's not going to be cheaper than $50, obviously. So, and I think that's like the highest price that places charge for like pre-order down payments. So people can just dump their $50 in, and then if the price goes up $100 and people are like, fuck this, I'm not paying that, just cancel the pre-order. It's that simple. Like I don't know why they have to fucking block you from doing it entirely, you know? So I don't know. It just seems like an excuse to me.
Maybe some shady shit's happening behind the scenes we don't know about. Maybe a fucking shipment got hijacked.
Like, okay, Nick, like to kind of play to your joke a bit, I think Trump outright said like, oh, we're gonna like do our deals with Japan like immediately. I mean, I know it has to do with China and shit because they got to import it from China.
It's not even just China. It's also Vietnam. It's also other countries that are helping.
Countries that ain't even. And I ain't gonna lie, and that's one thing I was trying not to do. Because really, from my understanding, it was reciprocal tariffs, which means that based on, which was an equation, you know, I can get deep into it, but nonetheless,
the guy paused good.
There was a lot of countries that really didn't even do much trade affected. Right now, I don't know much about it, but of course that's going to affect video games, right? Most of our shit.
Everything's made overseas. You can't start manufacturing overnight in the USA. Who's going to fucking work? Nobody wants to work. I own a business. Who wants to work?
Where do we even have a viable factory or semiconductor place to make all of that stuff?
Yeah, you're right.
Well, wasn't the CHIPS Act supposed to do something about that? Like, is there anything like going on with that?
There might be, but at the same time, do we have a running one right now that could drop everything that they already have ordered too?
No. Yeah, that's what I say. But nonetheless, I am one that I don't even be giving a shit about. I be so far out of politics that when I heard it, I was like, you know how I be. I be like, tariffs, that shit ain't gonna affect us.
John 5 summed it up pretty well that they had production in China, but due to the tariffs that was happening to China specifically, they moved it to Vietnam. But now Vietnam got tariffed as well. But everything's now on pause. Everything's now on pause. So and apparently Nintendo
Okay,
said-
so I'm curious if Nintendo could just fucking. Cause listen, I'm dumb as shit with this stuff. I wonder if Nintendo could just fucking send all their shit to Japan and then they just distribute it from Japan or something, and then they'd be based on the Japanese tariff, which from what it sounds like could get dropped pretty soon. Because I think Trump outright said like, "Oh, we're gonna deal with Japan first because they like got back to us quick or something."
But if you do that, that's money. That's gonna cost money, right? And
That's
whoever
still gonna
takes
cost
it,
money
is
for
gonna
them
charge
to-
money.
That's still going to cost them money to ship them back to Japan and then ship it back out to
Oh,
That's a lot of money.
on a similar note, I just remembered this. Did y'all see that there's a Japan region locked version of the Switch
Yep.
2 that's cheaper in Japan?
Yep, I've been all over the
Oh,
Switch like
what?
wire and rice, all over.
So-
So hold on. Let's just get it correct here.
So let me break it down because it's a little weird. So essentially, if you were in Japan, your purchasing power with the yen, the amount you would be paying for a Switch 2 is equivalent to the amount that you and me would pay for a Switch 2 in America. But the problem is the yen is shit right now. And so essentially I could convert my USD to yen, or John 5 could convert his Canadian dollars to yen, or Shane Cockburn could convert his Australian dollars to yen, or Drunken Monk could convert his British pounds to yen.
Yeah.
I think that's where you live. I don't remember. And essentially, we all could get a Japanese Switch 2 for a lot cheaper than it would cost to buy it in our respective countries. So what
So they
Nintendo
region
did
locked.
was, they region locked the Switch 2 in Japan, but you can buy a worldwide version in Japan for like what the US for a Japanese person, it would be the equivalent of like $550 or $600 or something like that. But if we were to buy it, it would be about the same price as buying it in the States.
Now let's be honest though. That is business wise smart. For everybody that boy, because how many times everybody's victim of this now. We've all connected to like a VPN or something to get that little discount.
I've
know what
done
I'm
so
saying?
many times.
Yeah, you ain't the only. How many times we didn't use that .edu email for a discount?
I'm still abusing mine while I can.
We talking now, man.
I have
So
an
that's what I'm
EDU
saying.
email right now.
Same
I
here.
know it.
Also,
We
the
be abusing
Japan,
it.
the Japan Switch 2 is also going to be, from what I heard, also a little bit cheaper than the USA one. To,
Per
folks
per
paying
per,
millions.
per dollar, by the way, $1 US is only gets you about 40 more yen than $1 Canadian. So, I mean that's money, but like, and I'm sure that adds up after a while. But I still think that technically speaking, you could get a
But-
Japanese Switch 2 way cheaper in the States, or in Canada rather.
Just
Okay.
to comment on what Magnus said about having someone from the UK buy it for you to ship it to you, I feel like that by the time that you start paying that much, it's going to be as much as just buying a whole PS5 fucking console.
I agree, because it's just shipping. That shipping is going to cost, and you're right. Once you start paying for,
You know, I feel like that's a question we should be asking, and no one really asks about that. Is it? And this is a genuine question. I'm not necessarily outright like shitting on shipping companies. Is it really that expensive to send over like a couple pound item that's like a couple
No.
feet by a couple feet?
we're being fucked left and right. Absolutely, no.
It's because of the taxes and because of the customs. That's why we have to pay all
Well,
the
and that's the thing, right? I don't even like this has
Maybe.
been an issue long before the tariffs were a problem.
I know.
I'm sure the tariffs aren't helping, but like even before the tariffs, fucking $100 just to get some shit international shipped. It's like, why?
Yeah, and you know, one thing I can say, I'm
Who's
not
we?
into the numbers as far as, right? Let's say how much it's going to cost for one paying for employees, right? Employees to load, to get things, to board, to unboard, to fly the plane, the gasoline, the plane, maintenance. Okay, if I was overseeing all that, maybe I could have some real input.
Wait,
You know, I'm not
Magnus,
overseeing.
what do you mean we already did the math? Who's we? You and your wife?
Nah, I think he's talking about I was about to say one of them little secret cults. I think he's talking about one of them groups we don't know about, man. Magnus, let us know. You blood, Crip, gang banging, Nintendo Ninja, what is it? You know, we already did. But no, the
Besides
reason
me,
I-
is anybody else buying a Switch 2 regardless of the price?
I don't have that kind of money.
I'm just I
I
it's a
got
tough
money set
one for me.
aside for it at least. Although it'll definitely cut into the game money that I had set aside for that console.
I've been saving for 6 months for the Switch too because business has been very slow for me because everyone's fucking broke. But I got like $600 on the side because I figure it's gonna be about $500 to $600 with all this tariff shit. I'm not even a fucking multi-millionaire. I knew the tariffs were gonna affect the system. How these fucking people don't know? Are they sleeping all day?
No, they don't care. They just don't want. And to be honest, we know how it is. Most people hate change. When
But-
change happens,
Let's say that
fucking outrage.
let's say that the tariffs do continue. Will Nintendo be kind enough to us as the consumer to take
No.
the hit?
Hell no.
Most
This is
likely not.
what's gonna happen.
I had to say it like I was a
happen.
Nintendo representative, man. No,
The
what do you
Switch-
think?
But
They'll
that's what
charge you.
worries me though. Is this going to turn into another Wii U?
It's most likely going to turn into a somewhat of a Wii U situation if this continues.
Or shit, let's get to something more accurate because the Wii U flopped because it was poorly marketed. Is this going to turn into a PS3 situation?
Damn.
This is what I think is going to happen. The Switch 2 is going to have two prices. Day one's going to be more expensive, but then when the tariffs get lifted in 30 days, it's going to go fucking up. So you're going to
Yeah,
get
pretty
two
much.
prices. It's actually going to be cheaper to buy, even though it's going to be more expensive to buy it on day one. It will be even more expensive to buy it on month 3.
Well,
Okay.
actually, you know what Nintendo should do? Nintendo should do should do what they're doing in Japan. Have an American region locked version that they sell for a cheaper price, and then if you want the worldwide version, you essentially got to pay what the original price was plus the tariff costs.
Yeah,
Hey, we ain't gonna do nothing but Wally swap it. You know what I'm saying? We
That's
just gonna
right.
Wally swap and get the world version.
No, don't even Wally swap it. Just get the American version, and Japan can do this too for their version, and then just fucking wait for the mod chip to come out. Mod chip, but I'm sure it's just a software lock that'll take it off right away.
yep.
We see. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Now, Blizzard Fox, you were gonna say something.
Main thing that I was just going to say that, again, with the whole tariff thing, that it just reminds me of the whole 3DS situation where everybody just got a really ridiculous price.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this the way I feel, and I'm gonna answer John 5's question. But the way I feel about society as a whole today, I feel like it don't matter if that system was 700. People would pay for it. I just think like we're
Okay,
in
we
a
already see the
society
UK
today-
pre-orders go. The UK pre-orders are already sold out.
Yeah.
That's because the goddamn scalpers.
Well,
That's why.
but yeah, well, and here's the other thing
Part of
too.
scalpers,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what people were saying about the PS3 though, right? Was that the PS2 was so successful that the PS3 basically couldn't fail, and then I mean, yeah, it ended up outselling the Xbox 360, I think, but not by much, and it took quite a while for it to catch up, and it was only after price drops.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't know, man, but
Did
I
the-
do
wait, did the
want
360
a
outsell
Switch
the
One.
PS3? I don't even know if it did.
You
I mean,
need
the
to buy a
Switch 2. I
Switch
want a
2.
day
It's
one
going to
Switch
be
2.
soft modded. I'm telling you, they're going to fuck up something.
Yeah, and see, that's the reason I kind of do want a day one. I like having a day one system because, truthfully, I'm probably not going. If we get the new Mario Kart,
Okay,
I might
I was
play
right.
it a
Oh,
little
definitely.
bit.
yeah.
PS3 did outsell the Xbox 360, but only by 3.4 million units, which in the grand scheme of things, given that both sold 80 million plus, that's not a whole lot. So yeah, I'm sure
So
that
they're pretty neck and neck.
yeah, but I'm sure that wasn't consistent. I'm sure that the Xbox 360 was probably crushing the PS3 until they did those price drops, and then it finally caught up after a while.
Yep, and then
But-
we also have to take into account that the Wii was dominating that entire generation.
Yeah.
Okay, as much as I will defend
Like-
the Wii to my dying breath, I will say there is some merit behind the idea that the only reason the Wii sold that much was because you had a lot of grandmas buying it for Wii Sports.
Yeah,
They played
pretty
it for
much.
2 days, and then they left it sitting in the corner for fucking
got a
20
point. You
years.
got
Hey,
point.
a sale
But-
is a sale.
Thank you. He took
A
the
sale
words
is-
out of my mouth. Don't be mad at
Okay,
Grandma
a
because she want
sale's
to
a
play
sale.
for a couple
Correct.
days.
But the thing is, like,
At least
We're-
back.
we're- retention matters though, and yeah, I mean, if a console sells 200 million units, that's probably really good. But if it's only got 50 million software sales, then I mean that's problematic, especially
Yeah.
given that for I think pretty much every video game console ever made, the hardware sold at a loss, and the games are what makes the profit. So, I mean, it would need to be able to sell both units and software. Like looking at the Switch right now, it sold almost 151 million units, and it has really good retention rates, and it sold a fuck ton of software. Like people didn't just buy Breath of the Wild and then not touch it the rest of its
I
existence.
could not find Breath of the Wild day one. I had to wait a couple of days just to find it.
One
I-
last copy that someone else almost got.
I waited until like April, I think, before I wanted a Switch 2 or a Switch 1, and I got it, and then like went to GameStop later that day and got Breath of the Wild, and then like 2 days later, my dad picked me up and we got Mario Kart.
Neat.
You know what pisses me off with the Switch too? Back in the day when me and Nick were kids, like younger, used to buy a system used to get a game. They can't even get some shitty digital game. We'll take the fucking digital calculator for free. You know?
Everything, man. And I'm at Nintendo. Actually, as I'm looking, it seems like they profited off a lot of their console sales. Now, some of them back like NES, SNES, 64, GameCube. Those they were like strict on cost. They might have broke even, but after that, they've been doing all right.
I'd
Nah,
say
they
the two that didn't do too well are probably the N64, surprisingly enough, and the GameCube.
Yep, 3DS did have a temp.
I still cannot believe that the GameCube did not sell like in the grand scheme of things didn't sell well, because
I
for
know.
me, I didn't grow up playing GameCube obviously, but when I grew up, like I would have killed to play Mario Sunshine. I didn't know how emulators
Dude.
work, and we didn't have a system strong enough to play emulate GameCube games, and I didn't know how to homebrew my Wii. And like there's a lot of stuff preventing me from doing it. And I watch Mario Sunshine videos so much, and I'm like, why would this not have sold 100 million units? This is the best game ever.
That was a great game. I remember having
It's
it on
not close
GameCube.
enough to the norm. I think
I-
that's what it is.
The main,
It was
again,
too
I think
far away.
another main reason is why is because it, again, depending on which consoles are out that year, one did
Yep.
so much better than the other, and that year was the PlayStation, I believe,
I was just gonna
or the
say,
PlayStation 2. I don't remember which was out during the GameCube era.
Exact controllers were a big thing. A lot of people were turned
Mm-hmm.
off by the controller, and being that we were stuck on a certain type of controller, also Nintendo still had the kiddie stigma a little bit back then. Okay, it still was the kiddie stigma. They like haven't fully broke out of it.
What the heck was an N64 controller?
The N60, but I will say this: it was different than the N64 controller. Like it was still different. Like I can see if it was close to the N64 controller.
No, I'm
but
just
it
saying, like,
was-
just using the N64 controller, what the heck were they doing with that?
No,
I can tell you-
when we were kids, using the N64 controller wasn't a problem. But revisiting the system now with the original controller, it's like, how the fuck do you play this?
I was gonna
Exactly,
say
that's what I
first-
mean.
Yep, first-person games were just becoming a thing, and I think that's why you were able to get away with a lot of what they got away with.
GameCube,
okay?
I'd say the GameCube controller itself is pretty well designed, and
you
button
know what?
layouts I love the heck out of.
I will say this: you're not the only one. There are strong people who say it's, but I can tell you, me myself, I never bought a GameCube. I remember having the option of buying a GameCube. I totally said no, because at the time, the game selection, 1, 2, controller, and then 3, when you're limited on the money. So I can't buy them all. Now I gotta pick.
Back in the day for GameCube, Blockbuster had, like, I'm not lying to you, 3 or 4 titles. That was it. I have a
That sounds
GameCube,
about
I
right.
have about
Yeah.
9 games. That's it.
And it was just there, but that's why I said it's not that I can't say any specific game was bad. I can't say like the game's amazing.
Okay.
I can say nothing but great things. It's just the fact
We
that
also
I
got to
think-
remember that that is the same fucking year that Shadow the Hedgehog was given guns on a Nintendo console.
Mhm. It was. I will agree to that. It was a lot of things going on at that time, bro. Like when I think back at that time, I remember Xbox Live gaming was really peaking. You know what I mean? It was peaking at some of its finest, man. Like, oh my goodness.
I would have
Beautiful.
started out on GameCube if it wasn't for the fact that I got a Wii
Yeah.
that
And I'm
happened
not
to be
gonna lie.
backwards compatible.
Wii is amazing, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I
have-
stand by that the Wii U is the best video game console ever created for playing as many consoles as you want, because it can emulate up to the N64 and
yeah.
effectively natively play GameCube, Wii, and Wii U games. I think the only
And
console
already
that can't
has
play.
official support for DS games
I was
too.
gonna say,
Yeah,
it
so
is.
basically the only games you can't play are the 3 DSi exclusives, I think, because of hardware restrictions.
Mhm.
And obviously the Switch, because it's newer. And I don't think it can run 3DS games. I don't know if that's been tried yet.
3DS, I can tell you now.
It's not
Yeah.
possible.
So, okay, you can't run 3DS games. That's a little bit of a downer. But I don't even think the Switch can really run 3DS games that well. So, I mean,
it can barely run N64.
yeah. So, yeah, honestly, the Switch kind of sucks for emulation. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why, like, they haven't been able to
Yeah,
emulate those better.
It's weird.
Or
I've
to-
even used my Switch and connected it to Shadow Cloud PC, and then it works better because it connects to all your Joy Cons and all that shit. So I can play Call of Duty, Warzone on a cloud PC on my Switch beautifully. Looks beautiful, everything.
How
Can't
long
emulate
before the
shit,
Switch
bro.
2 magnets don't magnetize anymore? They just like become like unmagnetized.
From what it looks like the magnets aren't the main method of holding. It looks like there's some kind of clip, and the magnets are more just for alignment. I'm sure that they're not the crux of the mechanism. And if they are, holy fuck, Nintendo, you're stupid.
Yep. Mommy, my Joy-Con fell off. Oh, little Timmy.
Are
Well,
we just gonna have
that
the-
happened to me. No, that happened to me so many fucking times with those stupid plastic latches where I
Yeah.
would drop my Switch from a 2-foot distance and the latch would just break and my fucking Joy-Cons wouldn't stay connected.
If you want my personal opinion, I think the reason why they did that so is because if that does break, it doesn't break the entire dang thing.
I've had metal latches on my Joy-Cons for like
Okay.
4 or 5
That makes
years
sense.
now,
Same
and
here.
none of them have broke. I think it was a really poor.
If anything, I would rather have that instead of replacing an entire Joy-Con. But
Yeah.
the metal latches are nice.
I honestly
the metal
would
latches are
I would
nice.
rather replace the whole Joy-Con because the problem is, like, listen, if I drop my Switch in such a way that the entire Joy-Con busts, then I don't think that plastic latch was saving it. And if it would have, then quite frankly, I deserve to have them break, and I probably deserve the. I deserve to have a reminder to not drop my fucking Switch off of a skyscraper with a bit of a monetary kick to the balls.
Hey, yo,
Which
I
else?
thought of. No, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, given that we already have, or the Gola Kit stuff for the Holodeck Joy-Cons joysticks, how long do you think it'll take them to make it for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons?
I don't think long. I think a couple months.
Yeah, probably a couple months because it took them a hot fucking minute to make them for
Switch.
Switch one.
well, no, not for the Switch. Because this is something that kind of annoyed me for a while. Was I was desperately trying to get Hall Effect sticks for my Steam Deck OLED, and they
Oh
just
my
were
God.
not. They were just not making them for
I
some reason.
know.
And they only, I think, just a couple months ago came out with them. So I don't know. It might take them like a year.
I would have added them
Well,
to Steam Deck, but
Actually, no. I take that back because the Steam Deck OLED probably will sell a couple million units. It won't sell 50 million plus units like the Switch 2 probably will. So GuliKit might actually have more of an incentive to make them quicker. I wonder if they just didn't have an incentive for the Steam Deck OLED.
possibly
Now-
not the OLED.
I want to ask. There's been, all the Switch 2 news. One thing I heard was for Zelda. I think it was. I'm not sure if it's Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom.
They both
But-
have upgrades.
Yes, big upgrades and also mobile apps.
Yeah,
that connect.
you
They
use your
both do.
phone.
Fucking
guessing-
Zelda Google Maps.
Yeah.
Damn, man. So now, what do y'all think? Now, I'm a person that I got overwhelmed with the mobile app connected to a game because it just made me stay connected to the game more, and I felt like it was a damn job. So at that point, I had to stop it. But what do y'all think about the mobile apps that connect to games that let you do things where typically you might have to repair something, you might have to take time, or sometimes you got to wait 8 hours before you can receive something. What do you think
Personal-
about being able to be at work somewhere else and being like, hey, let me get my upgrade, hey, let me do this? What do you think?
I think it's really stupid because if you're playing with your Switch at home and you also have your smartphone next to you, you're going to get distracted and do fucking doom scrolling on fucking TikTok or Facebook, depending on your age. You're going to get distracted.
That sounds like a
It's
skill
gonna be
issue.
He's stupid.
I think it's pretty cool, honestly. I think it's a neat little gimmick, and quite honestly, I don't think that the Switch 2 online is particularly overpriced. I still don't like that they don't use dedicated servers, but it's one of the fairer. Like, look, I could go into my opinion on whether or not online should be paid for at all, but that's a side issue. In terms of paid online services, they have the worst direct online connectivity, but in terms of extra shit they give you, I'd argue it beats out Xbox Live Gold. And honestly, I'm down for the silly gimmicks. I think it's cool. I also like how the upgrade packs for the games are just separate things you can pay for instead of having to buy a whole
Mhm.
new remaster. I like
Yeah.
that
Yep.
hopefully should prevent most companies from just putting out fucking $80 remasters of a game you've already played and you can't
now
reuse
you
your
can
save
pay
file.
$10, right?
Looking at you, Sony.
$20.
Yeah. I mean, I there could be maybe a slight argument on if these should be paid for at all.
I
But
was just gonna say,
but
ain't that an
if-
upgrade?
Personally,
if they're going to be paid for, this is how you should do it.
okay, my personal thing is I could care less about the whole mobile app thing. The thing that I'm more worried about and interested and worried about is the fact, using Breath of the Wild more specifically, is why did they not include the DLC with that update if you're going to pay extra? And if it is going to be free, or how you said, like, if it should be free, if it is a free upgrade, then just have the base game with the base model where where they add the new features, like you can have up to 4 saves on a single profile now.
Now,
Didn't
here's something
Well-
here's something I will ask super quick.
Mhm.
Because I mentioned it earlier indirectly, and I'm surprised no one picked up on it. Screen type. I am actually incredibly happy they're using LCD.
Well, I wish for an OLED screen. I can understand for wanting to keep the price down as possible.
People keep telling me, "Oh, OLED burn-in isn't that bad." I bought a Google Pixel 7 off of
It's
eBay,
bad.
and
It
yeah,
is bad.
this is so burnt in. And people are like, "Oh, modern LCDs, or modern OLEDs, they don't burn in as much." No, they fucking do.
They do.
I'm sorry. You can tell me that I'm bad at owning devices or whatever, or that everyone's bad at owning devices. I bought this and it came it was used, but it came burnt in. The average person, the way that they use their devices and the way that kids will use their devices,
It'll keep
are-
it for hours on.
yeah, it's going to get burnt in. And yeah, it looks ugly as shit and it's distracting as shit. I don't care what you say. People are going to think, people are going to say a bunch of shit, because I've gotten into outright arguments with people basically saying that LCD's outright obsolete and that OLED's so good. Now, no, it's not. Quite frankly, OLED's shit because of burn-in. I don't care about the 5% extra brightness or the slightly better looking colors. I don't jerk off to my video games. I play them for fun, and they're just as fun whether or not the colors are fucking the sRGB LMNOP fucking standard to 100% or not, or whether or not the brightness goes up to 700 octodecillion lumens like modern car headlights.
For me, if you have an OLED screen on something cool, just please take care of it.
The only reason I would ever buy an OLED
agree.
screen just for it being an OLED screen, besides the Steam Deck OLED, but I only got that because it had the extra upgrades and I just thought it was a better package, including the OLED screen, is if I'm intentionally buying a display to watch like 4K Blu-ray movies or something, like stuff where there's not going to be permanent logos on, and where I'm intentionally watching it for the metaphorical sex appeal and not to just actually enjoy myself.
Yo,
For
I just
me.
thought of something, man, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this real quick. With the Switch 2, and thinking of homebrew, right? First, everybody here seems to think the Switch is gonna be modded quickly. Is there anybody that does not think the Switch is gonna be
I
modded quickly?
personally
It's gonna
think
take
not.
years.
This is how
I
I
personally
think it's
think
going.
not.
This is how
Depends
I
on your definition of quickly.
And what I mean by quickly is within a year. Within 1 year, it's quick.
No.
That's
No,
No.
maybe not
No.
a year.
2 years or under. This is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get a hack through a WebKit exploit like
That-
for the PS5.
That's most likely the first entry point, albeit the real first entry point right now is probably going to be using those MIG switches.
Straight out of the
I think
Straight
neither,
out of the
actually.
gate, I think the MIG switch will work. The reason why I think the MIG switch will work, they were building these switches before the MIG
Way
switch.
before.
So
Yeah.
And they were
here's-
freaking out.
Here's
Yeah.
my thing. Here's my thing though. I don't think either of them will be for different reasons. I don't think the MIG switch will have any impact on it, because any company that's able to make some kind of exploit that uses some kind of hacked game data or something would probably be at the point where they could just get repro carts made and they could
Mhm.
sell those, and it would be much more, because if you're having to go to that extent, you're going to have to end up supporting MIG switch anyways, because you're going to have to tell people to go buy a MIG switch to put the game files on.
Right.
So if you're going to be willing to be okay with that kind of profit-driven stuff going on, then just make your own cart and sell them for an even higher markup and claim it's a hacking cart or whatever.
Right.
I don't think that
But I'm
I don't
just
think that anyone who wouldn't want profit would ever make something
Okay.
like that. But number two, just real quick for the WebKit. if WebKit was ever going to get exploited on switches, it would have happened already. The open source hacking community despised mod chips for the longest time, and the only reason they tacitly accept them now is because they've realized that it's kind of ridiculous to force people to get a lower quality switch that's older, probably has more damage to it, and has worse battery life, up to and including the fact that the battery is just degraded. They've realized that that's ridiculous and dumb, and most of these mod chips are made by the same Chinese factories that drop ship other products, so they're not like they're giving money directly to some specific hacker guy that they hate. So it's better for them.
Exactly.
But so my guess was that for a while they were trying to find a new software-based exploit so that they didn't have to go to this last resort of supporting mod chips, and they realized that there hasn't been any since like version 4 that they've been able to take full advantage of, and they had to just bite the bullet and go, fuck it, we have to use these mod chips. It's the only way.
That's the funny thing, is that there was one that was being held off for a long while, but Nintendo already knew about it and patched it before the guy could release something for it.
Damn.
Yeah. So
now, do y'all think there's going to be Steam OS compatibility when a hack comes?
No,
Most likely
there's no
Linux. Okay, Linux by itself is already iffy on the Switch.
Yeah,
and that's what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
run
if
great.
If it has any compatibility, of course, it'd be through Linux, right?
Well,
but just throwing it out there.
Here's what
being that you got a system powerful enough, right? To
I just want to make the
handle.
comparison.
You can run Linux on the Switch 1, and you can also run Android. Android on the Switch 1 works pretty good.
Well,
Android is a lot better than Linux, in my opinion, right now.
And,
on the Switch.
And here's the other thing, right? In my opinion, part of the reason why Linux doesn't run very well on the Switch is because Linux is not really meant for ARM. It's meant for x86 that just happens to have some ARM ports for some specific use cases. Like, I'm sure if they ported Raspbian to the Switch, that probably actually wouldn't run too bad because it's meant to be an ARM version of Linux. Ubuntu really isn't, and what's the other one? Fedora isn't really. Now, here's what I do think would be nice. The new Valve VR headset, which is a standalone headset that apparently is going to be running an ARM processor and is going to be running SteamOS. My guess
be the better option.
is that Valve is going to fucking kill all of their developers optimizing the metric fuck out of that version of SteamOS, and I bet if someone can pull that off and port that to the Switch with whatever drivers they need, it will probably run great.
All right, but just speaking back just to having having some type of early modding thing for the Switch 2. I don't think that we are going to get anything within the first 1 or 2 years with how we are just using the 3DS as an early example. The only thing that was running the entire homebrew scene with that was using a backwards compatible thing from the previous system, the R4 cartridges, which even then, that wouldn't even tap into what the Switch 2 is capable of. And then when we did finally get something, that was already pirated profiting by itself.
It's gonna take 2 years to hack the Switch, and this is why. I learned my lesson from the PS5. These fucking scalpers scalped all the goddamn systems, and nobody could get a PS5 to start doing the developing and doing the hacking because some guy named Punjabi's got 400 PS5 sitting in a warehouse.
You know what? No, actually, I disagree with you on that because I stand by what I just said. There is not going to be, mark my fucking words, there is not going to be a software-based jailbreak solution for the Nintendo Switch 2 ever. Mark my words.
Not at least until 20 years. For that? Not at least for 20 years.
Wait, Nick, what'd you say?
I said, why so strongly towards that? And before you answer, the reason I asked that is because I do understand, like, when the original Xbox was modded and they came out the Xbox 360, they were like, oh, we got to patch up all these things, right? Similar to Nintendo Switch. A lot of vulnerabilities. They're probably going to patch all those up. But the original Switch, what was it, like a year?
Yes. The reason why, because of a hardware flaw, because of NVIDIA.
It was because of a hardware flaw.
May we see another hardware flaw?
No, I don't think we will.
Not as big as this.
I bet that Nintendo shoved their fist deep into NVIDIA's ass and out their fucking mouth when Fuse Gile came out. And for the Switch, as far as I'm aware, the only pure software-based exploit that exists for the Switch 1 was patched out by version 4. And I think I don't know about that
patched out by version 5 something.
No, 4.1. Well, that people have ever used actually was patched out by version 4.1. Pegascape.
That was patched out real fucking early.
I think version 4.1 came out like less than a year, around a year after the Switch came out.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a software-based exploit for the Switch in what, 7 years?
I will
And
agree
yeah,
with that.
if you say Gile to an extent, that is a once in a lifetime exploit.
I
The
will agree with
likelihood
that.
that
I ain't even gonna
Again,
cap.
so
if
I,
we get another
That
one
is-
that
Well,
was so bad, I would be
there
That
are
was
crazy
bad,
gods.
bro.
I would
That was
say
bad.
there's 3
I
types
agree.
of exploits. You have pure software. I'm talking the shit where you put files on an SD card and go to a
Yeah.
website. You have like I guess
Hardware
firmware-based
flaw.
exploit. I'd say firmware-based exploits, which would be the Fusei Gile USB exploit, and then you have hardware exploits with the mod chip. And my guess is 0 chance of a software-based exploit. I would say next to no chance for a firmware-based exploit. I would say probably a low chance of even a hardware-based exploit, but I'm sure one will come around eventually. But the
It just
problem is
takes
that,
time.
and this is where I disagree with Joe on the scalpers being an issue. The likelihood is that the group that would be working on an exploit for the Switch 2 is going to be one that works on hardware and therefore would be profit focused. I'm thinking Team Executor-esque. And my guess is that they have the capability to get one early directly from a factory in China, would be my guess. So I don't think that they're going to have to be worried about scalpers. And if anything, they might be the ones scalping some of them because they might want to get like 20 of them to not only verify that their exploit isn't only like working on one type of switch, but also basically verify that what they can do is properly reproducible. Say they got some crazy fucking mod chip and they try it on 20 systems and 19 of them break. Well, if the professionals can only do it 1 out of 20 times, what the fuck's some random Joe Schmo gonna do in rural Nebraska? Like,
I think we will get a soft exploit for the Switch 2. The reason why PS5 got a soft exploit and Switch 2 will get one because it's going to happen through a couple different ways. One, either the Joy-Cons with the magnets, some kind of trickery or fuckery, or 2, like what Nick was saying, through the cell phone, doing a game and doing some kind of tethered exploit or something. Oh, load up a Breath of the Wild and load this custom file through your phone, and then you can chain load an exploit or some shit.
Hey Nick, Mig Flash replied, "Hello, how can we help you?" You still got that page open?
Yo, I don't. Hold on. Let me.
Hold on, I'll send you the link to view the conversation. Check
While
Discord.
these two are getting that conversation up, I'm just going to talk about the reason why I think it's going to be a long time before we see anything, even hardware or software base wise, is because again, we already saw Nintendo and Nvidia. They already are fucked up once with that hardware based flaw. They're definitely not going to try making that same mistake with the Switch 2. So I think that we're not going to be seeing like a hardware based thing where it allows you to load something off of an SD card. Two, it already takes a long time even for hardware exploits to be found or to be even properly utilized, given that, or let's say with the 3DS again. There's been so many different exploits that people have found, yet no one could really use it until someone finally figured out how to chain something together.
Yeah. Okay. No,
And
man,
as for
but
web-based stuff, that could be possible, but at the same time, I feel like that it's probably going to be an issue where they probably already know about it real fast and probably patched it out within the first update the Nintendo Switch 2 gets.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting a day one system. And if anybody's listening to this or watching the video and you're into like what we're into, the hacking and that other kind of stuff, get a day one Switch.
And I feel like
wait
the
online.
only real thing that's probably going to be driving for anything homebrew wise, if it's even possible at this point, or even if you consider homebrew, I would consider it more so piracy, given how this thing works. It's just the mix switch and any clones out there.
Yeah,
that's probably going to be running for at least a good 3 to 5 years.
I bet that mix switch will work.
So
I think it'll work.
I think it'll work too. I'm with y'all. I don't think this.
Which yes, Nintendo. Hey, Nintendo, is the mix switch working the Switch too? Yeah.
Which also brings me to the whole thing where I feel like that it's going to be the same. If Nintendo's not going to start banning every single Switch 2 out there, if they notice someone's using one of those MIDs, it's just going to be the same thing where they try doing a half-ass patch update. The company who makes those cartridges makes another update to make it work, then so on and so on.
Yeah, it's gonna be cat and mouse again.
Yo, so I'm gonna be the only one, and I think Crash Out. I think it's gonna be modded within a year. I'm gonna go for it, man. I'm gonna bet my money.
All right,
now, what type of mod? Right, we got to talk.
Hard mod.
What type of mod?
Hard mod.
It's gonna be a part mod. It's not gonna be a full, shebang. But I do think it's going to be something part, and that's as far as I go. Not gonna go any further than part. Now, whether it be a hardware, right? I don't think so. I think you're right. That's one.
We'll talk about emulation once we see a hack for the Switch 2.
Okay, and then software exploit. And I'm with Dr. Spencer. If I had to say percentages, yes, hardware is the lowest. We're not seeing that. Okay, that is yes, we're not seeing that. I think software exploit would probably, he's right, probably the next most difficult one, and then. Yeah, he's right, Manchin. Now when I think about it, yeah, you kind of got it broke down, man. I ain't gonna lie. Now that I'm trying to think about it, like.
Now, see, here's the deal. With the Switch 2 games, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. Some games are going to be key cards. Some of them are going to actually be physical games. Now, it's going to be easier to dump a key card than dump a game. That's just the text.
Right.
Real quick, y'all are going to be free from my yapping. I'm heading over to a friend's place real quick, so I'm going to head off. Have a good night, y'all.
Nice talking to you, Dad.
Enjoy reminiscing on my incessant yapping.
If you want my personal opinion about if we are going to get anything from like the Switch 2 cartridges, I feel like that the person that or the group that might have the best chances right now is probably MiG.
Yeah,
but it's probably going to take them. It's probably going to take them a long time, given that we are, that these new cartridges and this new system by itself, anything Nintendo Switch 2, nothing on there is going to be different architecture.
Yeah, I think a lot of that, and that's something that if I'm Nintendo, and I think this is any big corporation, when you're coming out with the next version, the first thing you are addressing is to make sure you don't make the same mistake again.
Nintendo will.
You know what?
Even
Nintendo has a track record of having systems crack pretty fast.
Okay, personally, I think Nintendo Switch thing is not even Nintendo's fault. It's just NVIDIA's.
It is. You're right.
And I swear if NVIDIA does something again like this, I'll be cackling.
I'll be crying laughing. But the Wii, I think it took almost like, some months to get hacked? Like, I swear the Wii was hacked fast. I don't know. Might be mistaken.
It was hacked within less than a year after someone figured
I
that out.
It was hacked fast.
But
I just remember it was hacked. Quickly.
But for the actual homebrew scene, or atmosphere, everybody else making that, the red and blue thing between SXOS and Atmosphere. Yeah. That wasn't really kicking off until a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay. So similar. And that's how people feel about PlayStation 5 now. You know what I mean? A lot of people feel like PlayStation 5, it'll turn up later. But right now, PlayStation 5 scene looking good too.
The modding scene's looking good. I'm really deep in it. It's doing good. We're getting, firmware 5 is cracked, 6 is cracked, and 7's coming soon.
Yeah, it's looking real good, I gotta say, for the modern scene in general. Now, I just had to ask about Steam OS, because how ironic would that be to have a Switch 2 and running Steam OS on your Switch? Oh, my goodness. That is the irony in that.
The most likelihood in terms of what I would rank being the most likely to least likely, hardware, mod chip, exploits, that's going to be the first thing that people are going to try finding. Next thing would be probably just hardware flaws, if any. That would be the next likely, and least likely is going to be software. Yeah. And if we're going to be talking about emulation for this thing, if we get something as early as we did for the Switch, then I can say maybe within the next 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
For emulation of that system. Not Switch 1, of the Switch 2.
Of the Switch 2. Correct. And man, I can't wait till that comes.
You know what I think's really stupid about the Switch 2 is that stupid selfie camera stick.
Oh, okay. Have you seen the one of the Piranha Plant?
Yeah.
I have not. I'm about to
the Piranha Plant from Mario. It looks like the Piranha from Mario, I guess. It's kind of green and red. It's got a mouth.
I still don't know how to feel about having a camera for that for kids.
Yeah, no, people are going to be doing some shady shit with that. I'm going to ban that. Guarantee it.
He said kids going to be
Okay, how much do you want to bet that they're probably going to start recording some things?
Yep. I agree with you, yeah.
I'm not going to go.
All right, so just so everybody can see what we discussed. That is exactly
Here we go again.
Yo, that looks crazy, bro. And kids are going to be getting spied on. Someone's going to...
Yes. If I'm giving this to my kid, I am not getting a camera.
Yo, they got to have some... Now, I do like that the mouth closes. Maybe that's the protection, right?
True, but at the same time...
If you're not paying attention, you're not paying attention.
I know they open it up, they hack it, and just open up the game.
Even without the camera, the new voice chat thing directly on the thing is a little weird for me.
That's true. I'm with
And
you.
what Magnus is saying is the camera quality sucks, and he's 100% right. It's like using like
Yep.
the Samsung Galaxy S1 camera quality, 400p, I think it is. I don't know.
Is it $50 for that thing?
I think it's 100.
Well, I might be thinking of just like the base camera.
I'm not sure.
That is
The base camera is
ridiculous.
$50. I can tell you that right now.
Nintendo
The
thinks
Piranha Plant one, I don't know.
Nintendo thinks it's some weird shit. They should have got like a clip-on camera you can clip onto your Switch instead of this like big ass fucking thing over here.
Just the thing that just plugs into the top port.
Yeah.
There you go. Simple like that.
Yeah.
Plug right there. You're good.
Nintendo's gonna be like, oh, we gotta watch more of the Nick Mozo 5 stream. We got some good ideas. They got some good ideas over there.
I know. They probably, but you know what? I can't wait to see. They're usually pretty good with their implementation of their features and games. And that's what I'm really interested to see, Nintendo. How are you going to, like Dr. Specimen was talking about, the Wii Sports came along and really showed us how to use the Wii.
I don't know if you guys talked about this in the beginning, Nick, because I missed quite a bit of the podcast in the beginning. That Nintendo welcome game, that should be for free.
Yeah,
we were talking about that.
That should have been free, or a thing that's already preloaded onto the Switch too.
Yes, that's what we were definitely talking about. I think he went on a whole rant too about like seriously, bro. That is
It's so
ridiculous.
stupid. It's like, why can't you know?
Even Sony did something for their PlayStation 5 and gave it.
Yeah, you got that game. I forget what it's called. You run around.
Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, Astro's Playroom. That was free, dude. You can't include a free fucking game. It's digital. It obviously costs you some money to make, but it's like it's digital. You're back in the day. We got a Sega Genesis, came with a cartridge.
That is
not for
now,
resale use.
Yo, that should be every business selling point.
Speaking back to just digital, why the game key card?
They're doing that because they're cheap and to prevent piracy. But here's the deal:
it's just a crappy form of DRM.
Yeah, it is.
No, you have nailed it. That's what it is. It is simply DRM, bro.
And we can't preserve the games either. In 20 years, when the server goes down, you can't play
exactly.
Yep, you can't preserve the game. You can't give the game to anybody. I think it's one per console too. So
okay,
you know,
I find it funny that it's already technically a thing that where the game Switch One games as of right now, they don't call it game key cards. It's just the normal Switch games, yet it's online download required.
Yeah, from what I heard about the game card key is I can have the game card key and download the game from the network, and I can give Nick the key and he could download the game from the network too and not get banned.
Just won't be able to do it just in a little bit. You just don't have the game card.
It's a cheap way. And you know that memory, that new SD card for the Switch, that micro card, you can't use an old one. Dude, on my Steam Deck, I'm playing, high quality, really intensive games on a crappy little $30 SD card at Walmart.
I feel like that probably plays into a thing into one of their patents that I've been looking into. The reason why is because they're trying to do something where the whole 4K upscaling thing. I think that probably plays into it. It also possibly plays into another patent where it's supposed to be like a new way of them compressing those game files onto the storage.
I think that's a special micro card for the Switch. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'm just saying that's probably that's the reason why they're probably trying to play into those new specific.
PS Vita did that and it failed.
Oh, it failed terribly.
It was because it was just too dang expensive.
Let me ask. You mentioned downloading the games and then you can hand it to someone else and they can download it.
Yeah.
So you can hand it to someone else and they can download it. You can hand it to someone else and they can download it. Is
Yeah.
that how it works?
Yes.
So
GameFly, here we come.
So if it works like that, then just people can't play it at the same time online?
Yes,
Like,
because you need the cartridge.
You need that card. It's no less different than like if you even have a normal
cartridge. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the deal, Nick.
It just doesn't have the card. It doesn't have the game.
Firmware coming soon.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a 1 megabyte file.
You're right. You could just do it. And I'm going to tell you why, because Microsoft just did that to me recently. I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon still. I'm just running around bullshitting at this point. But they cut it off of the Xbox store or the Game Pass. It went off Game
Yep,
Pass. Now,
went off Game
luckily,
Pass.
I didn't know it was going off Game Pass, but I seen it on sale for like $7 for the physical one, right? So I bought it. It's like $7. I'll buy it. And then I found out it was leaving at the end of March. Now, when it left, I wanted to see what would happen just because I always find it funny, right? So I hit play. It doesn't play. I put the disc in, and bing, plays. No download, no nothing. Didn't even seem like the disc was spinning. Like, it just seemed like,
Okay. Yeah.
just there, hey, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Given that it should have a key on there that should allow you to do so.
Yeah. The key is like it's super cheap. But what gets me so upset with being an older person and everything, I want to have the physical media. I want to be able to
Yes.
play it offline.
For me, it's just a waste of plastic.
Yes.
It is. It's now you have to take it to download it. And I'm not going to lie, it just seems to me that they are playing in a position to force people to buy digital. Because then
Yes.
if we force them to buy digital, then we can say at the end of the year, 2 years, 3 years, where it may be, hey, we're going to stop selling physical media because look at these sales, right?
Right.
These,
But
they're like this.
That's the thing, is that this is my personal opinion, is that this is their first step into trying to make everything all digital.
Yeah, I agree. No, I totally agree. And that's something that when I mentioned anti-consumer, okay, that's what I think. It's like personally taking the ownership out of our hands.
It is. They're trying to desensitize us into not or of us knowing that we don't own these games.
Bingo.
That anything that we don't buy, we don't own.
And technically, the Switch, their big advertisement thing is, hey, play on the go. Well, what happens if you're wherever and you don't have access to internet? You just bought a new game at wherever.
I think at least for the Switch, I think they're probably going to do their best as they can in terms of like letting people play offline. But in terms of like people or let's say years on later when the eShop finally closes for this system.
This is why I'm always an advocate for the P word. You know what I'm talking about? Because you know what it is? I want to be able to have a copy of the game and play it later on. Not on a different system, but on the original hardware it's supposed to be played on because of this BS that they're doing. Oh, you don't own the game. You're buying a demo. We don't own any.
You only buy the okay. That actually makes it even more funny. We're not buying the game. We're buying licenses. Now we're doing physical licenses.
Yeah.
Yes. Literally. You bingo. Well said. It's a physical license. It's an NFT.
Yeah. And I'm
Okay.
Hold it. Just hold it. And that's your game right there. It's nothing on it. Nope. Nothing on it at all. They
Now,
might as
I'm
well
not
just
into
make it where you can
sports or
scan a damn
anything.
barcode on the back of it. Beep. Okay. Again. What the hell?
Yeah. Now, I'm not into sports or anything. I could care less about sports. Let's say a new game comes out, NBA 2K27 or whatever the heck you want to call it. What happens if something major happens where, a lawsuit against a certain, team, and they have to pull down the game? Oh, you can't play the game anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, at that point,
That's-
just make a patch update just to change everything. At that point,
Yeah.
they have
and
the
you know
ability
what?
to do that.
That's a big thing that's going on now because what you've seen a lot now is people fighting for games that are going out completely, shutting down servers.
Yeah.
And you wonder, like, man, if I got a game and I pay a
What was
game, what laws is there
2014
to cover
racing game
me?
again?
It was the racing game.
Yeah.
The Crew.
Need for
The
Speed.
Crew. That's it.
The Crew. It was the Crew. And that was a big deal, man. There's a lot of people still playing, and they like, yo,
Not even
How
that.
are you
It's
just-
just that it even has a single person mode version of it. That's
yo,
if they
that's
even
it.
left that, I
That's
would
all
be
they asking
happy
for.
enough.
Yo, that's all they asking for, bro. Now, R3D. But how does Cyberpunk fit on the cart, but not Nintendo first party game?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I am curious just to see how. I don't know if it's good, if it's bad, or if it's going to be something similarly how they downscaled everything for like the Skyrim versions on the Switch.
Yo, the downscaling was so nasty on that, man. Like, if you just look at the...
Dude.
Oh, my
okay.
God, man.
Okay, just to make it even more fun, I've been modding the hell out of Skyrim on my Switch version, using every single PC port that I can find, and it's
That
still
is
somehow
funny.
running.
Yo, it ain't crash. How many times did you crash? I'm sure you crashed a couple times.
As of right now, 2,994.
Yeah. Yo, seriously, I remember playing it was Fallout for me. It's like, damn, crashed again. Let me see which one
But
this
again,
is.
I want to see how often, or at least how buggy or laggy Cyberpunk 2020 or 2077 is going to be on the Switch.
Back in the day, me and Nick were calling Cyberpunk Cyberglitch 404.
That thing, man, was broke, man, busted. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Now, you cut it on, man. If you told somebody who never knew about it, you was like, "Cyberpunk's a great game." They play it now and be like, "Dude, it was
Okay.
amazing. Oh my god, and you be like,
Dude.
bro, they had no idea."
I
They
Just
played
to
had
on-
even
no
get a
idea.
decent amount of things is using that weird, or what are they calling it on the new frame generation thing that's using
Oh.
AI, where it's not even the real frame, it's AI generated.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Oh God, I'm missing the terminology.
Either way, it's not even the full frames itself anymore. It's just AI generated
AI
parts just to
generated.
get even decent frames on that game.
Yeah.
Or
And that is going to be huge. I do think most things will be AI generated. They'll just go AI. I know.
if anything, it's already happened. It's just
I was gonna say, if anything, we've been watching it happen in front of our eyes. So.
okay. What about that one? Okay, are we going to even talk about that one AI movie that did so badly? It's all made by AI.
Oh yes, what movie was that again? I know I remember.
Here, I
they were
need to
talking
find the
about
name
it.
of it.
And
Never
it was
even
like-
heard of that. Is that something new?
Yes. No, it came out in theaters.
It came
I
out in
swear.
theaters and everybody punked
Yeah.
on it.
They bombed it. It bombed, bro, like terribly. And
Did
they
you
were
hear
talking
about the kids going
faces of
crazy with the Minecraft movie?
Oh, have you seen the
Oh
two
yeah.
people who brought physical chickens inside of those?
Yo, clap it up for them, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Just a bunch of I seen a clip of a bunch of Steves walking out the movie theater looking mad. That was so
It was
funny.
called Where the Robots Grow, and that's the first fully AI generated movie that
Yeah.
bombed
Okay.
so hard.
And I remember people were talking about the emotions. They felt emotionless. They felt
Okay,
it was so many things.
I never even played a Minecraft game in my entire life. I tested one on the Switch and on the PS4 and stuff, just to see if it works or stuff that I do.
Okay, that oddly reminds me. There's a version of it that's just the Nintendo Switch version, yet it got booted up for just normal Bedrock version. Why?
Damn. Back to the Bedrock version?
It's just normal Bedrock.
Yo.
As for the Nintendo Switch specific version, if you still have a physical cart, you can still get it, and they give you the other version of Minecraft for free, but you can't download that version anymore.
That is bogus, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with all this
That's
digital
bogus,
stuff.
man. You playing that little bit, right? And people don't know, like, if you play Minecraft, the different versions of Minecraft, and I've ran it on my
Okay,
I
please
remember
tell me
Quest.
that one of y'all have tried playing it on the Apple TV when it was a thing.
No, I didn't. I played it on the Quest. It was pretty cool to play Minecraft in VR.
That is true.
You know, that was something like
There was that.
experience.
I severely missed Pocket Edition, specifically that Nether Core.
Pocket Edition. I ran all through Pocket Edition.
As specifically for the 3DS, it's a version of Pocket Edition. I just don't remember which one.
Yeah, I don't even remember which one I ran on the Quest. I just know it was like some app you used to run with Pocket Edition, and that was it. It was
So
beautiful.
when do you guys think pre-order is going to drop for the Switch too?
The only confirmed date we have for the My Nintendo store is May 8th.
Yeah.
So we just gonna have to wait.
Personally, I think we could see something within the next couple of weeks before that. But if not, then May 8th. We know that at the latest, it's probably just going to be May 8th.
Yeah, I'm not pre-ordering it online. I'm doing it in person because I'm not going to deal with that with the scalpers and the bots. I had my dad helping me trying to get the PS5 on launch day. We're using
least-
computers to try to pre-order. It took us 2 hours. We got it pre-ordered.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's crazy. Just hitting the button, hitting the button, hitting the button, hitting the button.
Yeah.
Refresh.
Oh, 404 page not found.
That is the worst. Now
That's horrible.
I'm about to get ready to roll out, man. My dogs, Blizzard Fox, G.I. Joe, yo. Any last words either one of y'all got? Y'all can take it, say whatever y'all gotta say.
Like and subscribe. Think Moso 5 on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. Be smart. You want to hack the Switch? You get it day one. Don't be sleeping on it.
Blizzard Fox, man. Anything you gotta say, dude?
Your Honor, I would like to find the defendant guilty.
Yo, the defendant, man. I just put on a mask. And I was just like, yo, man, I ain't got to do shit. I mean, we win. Like it's like one of those where you just know you won because it's Mario Justice. Like shit, I don't care what I say. Shit, piss, fuck, come, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. We out. Ah, that's hilarious, man. But no, other than that, man, appreciate.
Yo,
you
that white
man.
judge was funny, Nick. I felt a little
Yeah,
insulted
Nick's
by
coming
some
back.
white.
I'm bringing them back, man. I'm bringing them back. I got to get some more characters. I'm trying to switch up characters. You know what I'm saying? So definitely I'm going to be doing some streams this week because I ain't do none of the streams the past weekends. Too busy. I got all these TikTok videos I did finished. So finally I'm going to do some game streams and some other shit. So further ado, man, we out this joint. I got to bring in the main man who, hold on, let me see if he's there. DJ C Money.
What's up, Nick?
What up, man?
Turn the mic up.
Hold on, let me turn your mic up, man. Let me get you right.
Turn the mic up.
All right, I got your mic up, man. Hold on, let me show you big screen, man. All right, there we go. It's all you, player 2. There you go. DJ C Money, take it.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
What up, man?
How are you guys?
Yeah,
Good, how are
we
you
waiting. We
doing?
got you in for the
I'm
best
doing
part.
all right.
We got you in, man, because you always give these outros you give are legendary. They legendary. People look forward to them. Like
You gotta take us out, DJ C Money.
Oh yeah, look how he getting set up. He got, that's why all our money going.
I'm
Going to
sorry.
the outro.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good, man.
How are you guys, man?
Hey, go ahead, man. DJ C Money, y'all. Number 1, the world's greatest. All right, he gonna go ahead and lay it down.
Nick.
What up?
First of all, we couldn't hear you. You need to turn the mic up.
Turn my mic up.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear you.
My mic down. Hold up. That good?
Yeah, you're loud, Nick. Yep.
Damn, see, I turned it up too
We
loud.
couldn't hear you during the whole show, man.
Yo. It seemed like I'm loud. My thing seemed like I'm screaming. I
No,
don't
you're
know.
pretty loud, Nick.
All right, okay. All right, make sure.
Yo, Nick, I gotta say this. First of all, man, I understand that you have loved ones that passed away.
Yeah.
Man,
That's my uncle, man. I ain't know him too good. I wish I did. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest.
Sorry
But
for your loss.
appreciate it. But my cousin that I'm close with, it was
Yeah,
his
man.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm gonna go support. We're gonna do it out. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna sit here and cap and be like, oh, I ain't know I'm like that. All right, I'm gonna
But
keep it.
seriously, man,
But
our
definitely,
prayers.
death in the family. We do it up.
Yeah, but seriously, our thoughts and prayers going out to you, man.
Appreciate it. All right, you got it.
I just had love in the past too.
Condolences, man.
Cancer.
Now,
he was
I want to say condolences, definitely, man. From me
Yeah.
to you, man. From me to you. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, DJ C.
Joe, how you been, man?
They waiting
I've
on
been
you,
doing
man,
good.
to take
Been
us out,
keeping
man.
busy. How you been? Just working a lot.
Man, I've been waiting to get into the restaurant, bro.
I know. Nick's gonna put you in the trunk and bring Chelsea down one of these days.
Nick, what are you ready for, bro?
Yo, I don't know, man. It's too much. I got too much going on,
That's
man.
a long trip Nick's got to make, especially with you in the
we
car.
gotta
DJ C Money, be stopping
we
every
gotta get
time
the
for a
budget.
pee break.
DJ C Money, man. Come on, man. Get the budget, man. Put it in the budget. That's all you gotta do. Put it in the budget.
Hey, Joe, one of the days, man, have Nick to send over a menu.
Yes, we'll do.
Because I can tell my mom.
I'll have my
Gotcha.
dad walk the food over to you. It's gonna be a little bit, but
Yeah, that's how great, buddy.
yeah.
Hey, yo, man. DJ C Money.
Yeah,
It's
sir.
your time to shine, man.
You gotta take
Let's
us out,
go ahead and
DJ
get
C
it.
Money. We gotta
Let's take
close
us
the
out,
show.
man.
I did sign him. What do you mean?
Big shining. Yo, all my peoples in the world, I gotta take a piss, so I'm gonna have to roll like I've been
Okay.
sitting here twiddling.
Okay. I'm
So,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
no, go
sorry.
ahead. You do your thing. I'm gonna let you do it while I piss.
Yo, big shout out to all these guys, man. Joe, Landis, have out the comments, Joe.
I'm out. I'll see you later,
No,
DJ.
no. Huh? But yo, thank you guys for joining tonight. Till that time, like and subscribe, and then most of the five are out. Peace. Good night, everybody. Yeah, you already know.